So we had some good games on the schedule. The Nets played the Celtics for the game 2 victory. The 76ers played the Raptors for a game 3 victory, and the Bulls played the Bucks for a game 2 victory. So what we look here is we're gonna first break down the Nets versus Celtics game. Now, what I do is I don't know if I told you this. What I first do for this game, it's 8 o'clock. So 7 o'clock game, Nets versus Celtics. I watch the whole game through. And then I watch the fourth quarter of the Raptors game when the first game is done. And then vice versa. When this game's done, I'll watch maybe the second half of the Bulls versus Bucks. So I watch all of them, but I don't watch a lot of them. So, for example, tomorrow I'll be watching I'm watching this game through. I'll be watching the Grizzlies Timberwolves through, and then I'll be watching the Mavs Jazz until the end, and then I'll be watching the end of the Warriors Nuggets game. Just works like that. I don't know why Adam Silver can't schedule his game. No, I'm just kidding. Nothing. I don't even know if he does schedule the games, but whoever does it, there needs to be something changed here. Kevin Durant 27 points. A lockdown again. I've never seen a team play such good defense on Kevin Durant. He's just been clobbered this whole series. He's been put in a jail cell this whole series. Yes, it does look good that he had 27 points, but he shooting. What do you see? Oh, Kevin Durant, 27 points. The highlights, if we look at if we want to look at the advanced stats, there's a lot of it. Oh my god, I'm tired, but there's a lot of advanced stats on this, but you can just see it straight up that he was shooting 4 for 26, I think. Let me actually look at his performance. This is actually awful. What he did, what performance he put out today is awful, and I don't think that he should get a lot more hate for this, because what he just did is awful. Made field goals, 14 made field goals for Al Horford in the series, and 13 for Kevin Durant. Awful. I saw that tweet. Shout out Stat Moose. That's what I think. Yeah, post that. 4 for 17 from the field, and last game he shot 9 for 24. It's lockdown, and if you want to think he's just shooting like Steph Curry for the 3, he shot 1 for 2 today, which is fine. He didn't take a lot of threes. Shot 1 for 5 last game. It's lockdown, because, there's not a lot that you can do as Kevin Durant. You're getting thrown 3 bodies at you. I don't care, Kevin Durant. You're playing one-on-one, and I think if I could get some film on this to watch it all the way through, that they're kind of playing this defense, playing one-on-one. But when he spins, they're going to be his second guy, which will trap him. And still, if he wants to pass it out to double team, he will not be able to see the second guy. So he's throwing it up. And that's weird, because there's not a lot you can do with that. That's Kevin Durant. But it's Kevin Durant's high standards. He should be able to score on that. He wasn't tight with his handle. And I think he needs to be tighter with his handle if he wants to score a lot in this series. He wants to be efficient in the series. He scored 27. He can score 27, but you got to be efficient with it. And got to pass Kyrie the ball. If you're not efficient, you understand it. Kyrie needs to get the ball. Even though Kyrie didn't have a good game, he didn't shoot as much. I don't feel like he shot as much. Give him the ball. Give him the ball. What's the hurt in this? It's Kyrie Irving. It's you give him the ball to there's no shot at Grayson Allen. But it is. If you're Giannis, he's struggling, which Giannis doesn't really struggle that much. Give the ball. You could say the same thing for Kevin Durant, but give the ball to Grayson Allen. Not Grayson Allen, but give the ball. I'm taking a shot at Grayson Allen. I don't know why. He wouldn't even be on the court. He wouldn't even be their second option if he was struggling. I don't know where I was getting there, but I would say give the ball to Chris Middleton. It's fine. Giannis would do that. He'd be okay, I'm struggling. I understand it. I'm struggling. I have other teammates out there who are Chris Middleton, Kyrie Irving. I think Kyrie's a little bit better. No, he's way better. But you see Chris Middleton. You give Chris Middleton the ball. He's that good. If I'm struggling, I'm the number one player, which Giannis is. I'm giving Chris Middleton the ball because I know he can create. That's why they have second best players. And somehow, in this case, for the Nets, you have Kyrie Irving as your second best player. Some teams are like to have him as their first best player. So even when LeBron was struggling, which LeBron doesn't usually struggle, again, it's the same thing. LeBron struggles sometimes, and Kevin Durant struggles sometimes. Not a lot, like once in a blue moon, where Kevin Durant's struggling. Not once in a blue moon because it's like Thunderstruck. No, that went on for a long time. That's besides the point. It was like a once in a blue moon. Like you played against the Pistons, and then you didn't put up a lot of points because your shot wasn't falling. Yes, it's gonna happen to LeBron. It's gonna happen to everybody sometimes. But just gotta keep putting it up. I mean, it's different. I mean, if you don't have Kyrie, your second best player, it's gonna be shot anywhere. But Klay Thompson, I guess you wouldn't give him the ball. You would still take it. But you have Kyrie Irving, give him the ball. Let him create. You're not doing good. You have Kyrie. Playoff ball. Maybe you'll get some shots because now all the eyes are looking at you. And I think that worked with Trae Young a little bit in that Heat game yesterday. With him playing off ball, not all the eyes were looking at him. If you really want to score, I mean, it's better for you to score if Kyrie gets the ball too. The eyes aren't all on you. Kyrie's still going to get some eyes. He's still a star. I mean, he's still a superstar. I don't know. We're not going to get in that debate right now. But yeah, give him the ball. Let him create, and maybe if you're really desperate for points, run some off-ball screens. Get off ball. I mean, whatever you learn from Steph. You gotta learn people. Just learn stuff from you. Even if you're a little bit better, you still gotta learn stuff from other people that are good. If I'm not good in this crowd, I'm not amazing. I have Steph Curry as a teammate. I'm gonna go learn from him. And I think he could have put that to use this game. Where he was playing off the ball. He's not going to play like Steph Curry off the ball, but he's going to be a little decent off the ball. I know Kevin Durant can be. And even if it's just spot up three-point shooting, throwing it outside Bruce Brown cutting, and you pass, I think there needs to be more motion in this offense too for the Nets. But yeah, just talking about the Nets right now. Kevin Durant struggles. But yeah, shout out Bruce Brown, 23 points. Literally the only person I was giving the Celtics any run. Him and Goran Dragic. That's not gonna end well. 23 points from Bruce Brown, 18 points from Goran Dragic. That might sound good. You're getting contribute from Goran Dragic and Bruce Brown, but most of the time that's not good. Most of the time it's just you need it badly and you still won't come up. Usually, so you still won't win the game because your stars aren't playing the way they should play. And I'm not taking away the play of Kyrie Irving was bad when he got the ball though. He still got his buckets, but that's besides the point. Boston, Jason Tatum, 19-10. Same thing. They ran the exact same defense that the Boston Celtics were running on Kevin Durant. The Brooklyn Nets were running on Jason Tatum. It worked for both of them. And Jaylen Brown didn't really play as well. I mean, yes, I don't think he came on last few minutes. Same with the whole team. But yeah, Grant Williams playing good. It was just very nice. He's just your role player. He can shoot some threes, and it was just one of those games where this is the time where okay, Grant Williams gonna have 17 points. But everybody else could contribute. He's going to be added on 17 points. He's not just because all of our stars are going. He kind of was, though. But the stars played well. Not good. Not as well as they could play. But they played well. And it really showed up at the end of the game. They were making timely plays. Jason Tatum was not like Kevin Durant wasn't. He was struggled maybe as much as Kevin Durant, maybe a little bit less. He was passing the ball. Finding open shooters in the late game, which Kevin Durant wasn't doing. He was just hogging the ball. Hate it. I hate to say that Kevin Durant was hogging the ball. Because he's Kevin Durant. Even if he's going to hog the ball, he's Kevin Durant. But in this game, it's none of that. You got to pass it. I mean, you got to trust your teammates. And JT was doing that. And Marcus Smart had his stretches, still at 12. But he had like his runs and stuff where he was just going crazy. Al Horford, I can't believe that guy can switch on defense. He's like 35, 36, and he's switching on defense like a madman on to people like Kyrie and giving him, not fits, but that's one of those times where Kyrie wasn't playing his good basketball because Al Horford was switching very well. They weren't blitzing, they were just straight up switching with 35, 36-year-old Al Horford coming and guarding Kyrie Irving and making him make a tough fadeaway or a tough sidestep or something like that, or step back. Well, he missed it a lot of times. Well, he would most of the time. He would make that, but I mean, still, it's great defense for somebody like Al Horford, 35, 36. But yeah, he's just amazing. And Daniel Tice, 15 points. I mean, yes, point-wise, but I just don't think he was very good when it came to playing defense. And I think he was just letting Andre Drummond feast on the boards, which when he was in the game. So yeah, that's where they made the Al Horford switch, and that's where I think they could have. I think if Daniel Tice played a little bit better defense, I think that would have been one of the flaws of the game. That I feel like Daniel Tice could have bided some time for Al Horford the rest. Maybe their switches would be a little bit better, and maybe they wouldn't give up 107 points, but they still won. But I mean, you can just you don't really. I watched the fourth quarter, but I kind of know the gist of this game. The Raptors versus the 76ers. Joel Embiid went off, and they're ranked triple teams of Joel Embiid. But the man's just different, and all eyes were on him. It was literally like because you see players like Kevin Durant struggle getting double and triple teams. You see, granted, they have 6'8" players double teaming it, but yeah, they are. Kevin Durant is getting doubled by like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, which they aren't the tallest guys in the world. They are, probably, compared to the average guy, but they still aren't the tallest guy compared to the NBA. They are probably the average at NBA height. But, I mean, you see Joel getting doubled by Precious and getting doubled. Precious played great in that game, to be honest. He played great. He missed 2 clutch free throws, which that wasn't very Precious of you. Those 2, there was a tweet by Click Productions. I think he missed those 2 Precious, something like that. But yeah, 33, 13, and it's also better when you can have Joel Embiid in your 7 foot. And he can just grab rebounds and run. And, yeah, Danny Green hit some timely threes. James Harden fouled out. Man, oh, man. He can dish the ball, all right. He's a very good passer. And we didn't really see that in Houston. We knew he had the passing ability. But he just never really had the chance to show it with good players. Yes, of course, you get Chris Paul, but there's no there's no assist you're going to get to Chris Paul. There's no assist you're going to get to Russell Westbrook. He has players around him that he can give assists to, which is Joel Embiid, Danny Green from the corner, Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, off the attack of a closeout. Like, even off the bench, like, you got some, George Niang. Man. There's a lot of players you can just pass to and they'll make shots. Sometimes, you got some Matisse Thybulle 3-point corner spot pocket. But that's sometimes. Toronto didn't show up. You know, they didn't show up with their 2 best players from the regular season. And it really came down for them having a efficient 15 points for both of them. but they just didn't. They didn't at all. They got clamped. Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam got clamped. And I really am going to give this award of clamping him to Tobias Harris. Pascal Siakam got put in jail by Tobias Harris. And Toby is a very underrated defender. And I just think that he's going to get put on notice as a good defender. Like now, and I think the playoffs are perfect for him to just get put on notice as a great defender. Not a lot of people know this, but Toby can play some defense. He can get that in snatch, play some good defense. And, OG 26, he's just amazing. Like, playoff OG is just great. But it's not going to lead to any wins. The 3-0, they're probably going to lose series, probably in 4 or something. Right? Toronto will probably win 1, and they'll go back to Philly and they'll win. But that's besides the point. And, yeah, Gary Trent hitting some timely threes. He's still, like, it's like the flu game for him. If they won. But, yeah, the last possession was crazy. I don't even know what the hell that was. The last possession in, like, OT, before, like, they called the timeout. Of course, until they called the timeout and Joel Embiid hit the 3. But that before that, where he was just lost the ball, got poked by Precious. That's another Precious play by Precious. Chihuahua. Gotcha. Yeah, that was a good one. But, yeah, I have to go to the bathroom, and I need to end this. So, the Bucks try to make a comeback, but Alex Caruso, man. Alex Caruso, what a good defender. And we can talk all day about DeMar DeRozan's 41 points, but that would just take a little bit too long. Just getting into his spots. Missed a little bit at the end, but came back. It was like, oh, it's just DeMar DeRozan. Oh, yes, he's going to come back. And this is why he averages like 30 points in the regular season. 20 points for Zach LaVine. Vooch hitting his pull-ups. And if he can do that, it's going to be a problem. And I still had them losing 5. But P. Will playing great defense. Doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but Paul was playing some good defense. Kobe White, 5 points. Io, no points. But yeah, that's probably it. Peace out. Let's go Knicks, even though they're not in the NBA playoffs. But let's go Knicks. Peace.